Your referee when the action begins, Blake Grice.
I tell you what, not planning to blink for this one. I mean, Mike Lyons is strong, fast, powerful. So is Jay Boyd. And I tell you, these guys are hungry to make it to the next level. But first, they got to get past one or another. Jay Boyd, taller, bigger than Mike Lyons. Yeah, size advantage is there.
If he can use the range, and he's going to be very, very dangerous because, yeah, you're absolutely right. But Mike Lyons is explosive. He can get inside that reach quickly and maybe go for the takedown. But, yeah, you're talking about an absolute specimen in Jay Boyd.
You really are. I mean, just a few punches he's thrown so far have had a lot of snap to him, and I don't think he's going to have to connect too many to hurt Mike Lyons.
Now, he didn't quite connect there.
He tackled him.
It was basically a tackle. You're absolutely right. I mean, I'm sure years of special teams work, he's probably had a few tackles. But now Jay Boyd up against there. He's using his leverage as Mike Lyons.
Yeah, Mike Lyons a strong guy himself. You know, I mean, Jay's taller and certainly, well, perhaps the more athletic, but Mike's a strong guy, and he's technical and he's fast.
Well, see, this is such a perfect example on just because a guy looks bigger and looks stronger, if you get the right leverage, if you know what you're doing, you can negate that very quickly, and Mike Lyons is showing this right now.
Very well said. It is not the more chiseled of the fighters that's going to win. That does not mean that. Emelianenko Fedor, one of the first that comes to mind as far as fighters that don't have the look but have the power.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And Mike Lyons trying to take Jay Boyd for a ride. Jay laughing it off, though. He didn't think that was very effective, but sometimes that laugh can hide a little bit of underlying sentiment. You never know.
No, you're right. You're right. And Jay Boyd, I mean, from the time he walked inside of the cage, has had a smile on his face, very, very confident. And it does surprise me that he's sitting at 1-2 right now. You think a guy that's a specimen like that would be able to reel off a couple quick wins, but he hasn't quite got it figured out yet. And this is not an easy task with Mike Lyons that's sitting at 1-0.
Not at all. Certainly, growing in his amateur career, both these guys are. And we're seeing a very technical kind of up against the cage, back and forth, foot stomps being brought into the equation here.
Yeah.
Trading knees, and Blake Grice looking like he's, well, actually, that was a pretty tough knee. Blake nods his head. I think you call that action there in the clinch.
Yeah, it is action. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but when you talk about the energy they're expending, just fighting each other for position, that's a lot. It really is. And you can tell from Mike Lyons, he kind of already has his mouth open a little bit. So
now Jay Boyd just put his hands on his hips and yawned. I'm not sure what to make of that.
You don't want to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being confident in your skills, but at the same time, you want to be dialed in and finish a fight. If you're that good, then put him away. Show us something.
Look at Jay Boyd talking to him, saying, "Come on." Mike Lyons also giving it back to him.
He's going to end up against that cage again. I mean,
heavy punches from Jay Boyd. I tell you what, one of those finds the mark, it could be trouble.
He snaps that jab out really nice. He's still not getting all of his punches, though. A guy that big and strong should be able to snap him out a little bit harder. And final seconds of round number 1. And, I mean, I don't know that there's a clear-cut winner of round 1. I think that's very much up in the air. And I think that the judges have been interesting tonight. I don't think they've been right down the middle. I think they've had some kind of questionable decisions, questionable scorecards when it goes the distance. So you've really got to watch that, and you really got to cement these rounds if you want to win.
Well, here you see the replay. A good punch lands. That could have been a half of a slip, but the judges may see that as an effective strike. Now, Mike Lyons seemed to spend more time with his opponent's back up against the cage, but I guess Jay Boyd maybe arguably got the better of the strikes off.
Well, yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of action. He did do a good job keeping him against the fence, but at the same time, those knees were coming through.
They were.
By Jay Boyd, and when they did separate, it looked like Mike Lyons was feeling it a little bit more than Jay Boyd was. So, but you know what? You can get frustrated if you're a guy like Jay Boyd, somebody that can cover you up and push you up against the cage, and he can smile all he wants, but he may have lost that on points. And that's nothing to smile about at the end of it. I mean, you could be looking at your 3rd loss in 4 fights. I mean, it's kind of a nasty number to think about if you're Jay Boyd. So
yeah, not where he wants to be, but still, an amateur career. And
it is.
And Mike Lyons, looked like that he probably wasn't expecting the inability to move Jay Boyd. He's a strong guy. We've seen Mike Lyons throw guys around. Not happening so far. All right, round 2, here we go. They square off and meet. Counter punch from Mike Lyons misses his mark. Jay Boyd dances out of the way.
Mike Lyons doing a great job of kind of backing up Jay Boyd. He got him with a nice left.
That was a good left from Jay Boyd.
It did, and it kind of made Jay Boyd squint a little bit. Mike Lyons hit that, actually, and Oh, there we go. Nice shots there by Jhay Boyd, and does a great job of thwarting the takedown. And here we go once again up against the fence. Now can Mike Lyons execute and bring Jhay Boyd down to the ground, which we really haven't seen much.
You know, Jhay Boyd's got some real punching power, and that speed, the speed on his hands is pretty real, but it looks like he's maybe overcommitting himself a little bit with some of these punches, which is resulting in Mike being able to close the distance and clinch up.
Well, it's interesting because he's looking over at his corner and he's shaking his head like maybe, you know, I'm fine, but all right, but you're not fine. If you're going to the ground, you're not fine. You're going to lose on points. And 3 minutes isn't very long to kind of reverse things. So Jhay Boyd's going to have to really get this thing back up to the feet.
Jhay Boyd really, as soon as he went down, he looks over to his corner, unsure of maybe what the next step ought to be. You know, here's a guy that probably might need to work a little bit on his ground game. Now, not to take anything away from Mike Lyons, who's an incredible takedown artist himself.
Well, look at we talked about the physique of Jhay Boyd, but look at the physique of Mike Lyons. He's pretty ripped up, too.
Tough. Yeah, he's definitely in good shape.
He's more stout. You take a look at the thighs and the power that he has in his calves and his thighs, and that's a big difference maker.
Yep. And a bad spot for Jhay Boyd now under the mount of Mike Lyons, but at least he's got his back up against the cage near his corner. Punches from Mike Lyons now.
Jhay Boyd is going to have to get out of this, and he doesn't want to really give up his back against a guy from TFTC. They're very, very strong mat wrestlers, and I could see a submission here if he's not careful.
A lot of work and energy being exerted by Jhay Boyd to stand up with a grown man on your back like that, but at least he's not flattened out on the ground. That's not where you want to be either. Now going to look at his corner, look at the clock, take some advice, and
he's just chilling up against the fence right now. He's kind of chilling against the cage.
Having a conversation with his boys over there, you know. When he's off, shook him off. Now, that's actually a lot of energy on the part of Mike Lyons to keep on there as well.
No, I agree. I agree.
Leg energy.
Mike Lyons expending a lot of energy trying to hold on to that position. Now Jhay Boyd throws a knee up there and is able to separate.
And we got some distance. This is what Boyd wants. Can Mike close it again? 17 seconds left in round 2. Mike Lyons with a takedown may have run away with it. Jhay Boyd's going to have to try to do something here at the end, convince the judges that he deserves it. But that takedown's not going to do the job. Oh, good defense by Mike Lyons.
Wow, look at him walking on one leg, Mike Lyons. I'm very impressed.
Wow.
That was insane balance, man. I can't believe that he went that high in the air, came down on one leg, and just kept on like it was nothing. That was incredible. What
a crazy finish to round 2. Now, if you notice, Mike Lyons popped, here's the replay. You know, Mike Lyons popped right back up to his feet. Jhay Boyd took a minute, took a deep, deep breath out of his mouth before standing back up.
Here's the replay right here, Matt. This is what we're going to see right at the end. I mean, it wasn't a bad shot.
No, it was a good shot, but Mike Lyons, you know, got his base down the way he needs to. You see, he just kind of, he's a shorter guy. He's able to, and right here, that's BJ Penn-esque.
That was impressive. Mike Lyons is really showing us something. There's a reason why he's 1-0.
With the sweep, look at that. Great move. That's going to really give a lot of confidence to Mike Lyons going into round 3.
No, and a guy like Mike Lyons makes it dangerous to try to go for a flying knee or something crazy that you know that Jhay Boyd's very, very capable of doing, just based on his physique and the way he moves around the cage. But if you make a mistake, if you go too far, then you're going to get on your back. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Or you're going to be up against the cage. I mean, Mike Lyons is showing that he's really strong, even though he's small. He's extremely strong.
Very impressed with Mike Lyons here as we get into round 3. No doubt about it. Jhay Boyd taking some deep breaths. Mike bouncing around. And here we are in the deep waters of this welterweight matchup here on the main card of USFFC 29. Matt Tomlinson, Cyrus Fees, cage side, having a blast. And tell you what, man, this card has lived up to all the hype so far.
No, I agree. I'm having a great time with it. And, doing both and bringing these guys out to the cage and being able to call the fight is fun. I love it. And these guys are amped up. Here we go.
Here we go, round 3. Meeting in the middle, Mike Lyons, Jhay Boyd. Welterweight matchup here at USFFC 29.
Got to be very careful of your Jhay Boyd. One big mistake and Mike Lyons can put you on your back. But he's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to show us something. And
Okay, Blake didn't like something he saw.
Eye poke maybe? Maybe he have his thumb out?
Yeah, okay.
No. Yeah, I think that may be what it was.
Yeah, it was a right eye. He took a poke. You know that mistakes happen in mixed martial arts?
It happens a lot.
There it is. Yep.
When you lead with your thumb out, that's the problem. Let's see if we can see on the replay. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of, you know,
he led with his fingers out. Yeah.
He pawed at him a little bit.
You do see it a lot. You know, some fighters do it more than others.
And you know, sometimes
some of them used to be light heavyweight champions.
Sometimes with yeah, that's right.
There's some eye poking going on there.
Yep.
From Bones, but
that was a signature move.
Oh yeah,
Johnny Bones Jones.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you know, it's almost always inadvertent because you get guys with long arms, and myself being one. You know, you find yourself kind of extending your arm, not that you want to punch them, but that you want to keep them away. And sometimes those extended fingers can inadvertently get into the eyeball.
I believe it was the Travis Brown fight with Verdun, wasn't it? Where you could see it just going into his eye, that still shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can only imagine how that could rattle somebody. And if at any time Jay Boyd looks at the doctor and says, I can't see, they will stop the fight. Yep. I mean, that's exactly what it is. So the doctor's going to ask him, can you see out of your right eye?
Yep.
If he says no, if he even hints at no.
Yeah.
And I've had fighters that have been so disappointed because the fight gets stopped. No, I wanted to fight. But if you say that word, you're done.
Yeah.
So Jay Boyd needs to know that, and hopefully we'll continue this fight because I think they both have some fight in them, and I'd like to see him finish.
Yeah, you never want to see it end like that. It's just not what you want.
No,
it's
really
one of the unfortunate parts of the game, and there's been some discussion about maybe ways to fix that via different types of gloves, different rule sets involved about the eye pokes. You know, more early warnings, or even point deductions and things like that. Because I wouldn't call it an epidemic, but it does take its toll more than I'd care for it to at all levels, the highest and regional competitions like this.
Here we go. Now, the doctor's looking at him right now, and he has that face, and he's looking at Blake Grice, and you can't see it from our angle right now, but I'm watching the doctor, and if we can get our camera on the doctor, actually.
Yeah, John Luke is one of the best in the business, no doubt about it. He's going to make the right decision.
No, I agree. I mean, I completely agree. But that's where you're going to be able to tell. And here we go.
And what is John saying? That's the man with the decision right there. It's up to him. The fighter can.
He's got to try to wipe away the sweat.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, Jay doesn't look too good right now. I mean, you see his composure, the way he's moving around. He doesn't look real confident. I think it may be really giving him some problems right now. And it's easy for people to criticize and say, oh, he should be fighting. But at the same time, when you actually get a poke like that, and it kind of stunts your progress, and if you're not able to fight with both eyes, then you don't need to be in there, truthfully.
Yeah, there's absolutely no...
Especially not as an amateur. If it was a pro, maybe you give a little bit more leadway. But these are amateurs at the end of the day, so that does make a big difference.
You're absolutely right. He loses absolutely no honor points, no points, no cool points for taking his time here, or even deciding that he can't go on. I mean, honestly, no one wants to see that, but the truth is only he knows how bad it is. And if it's bad, I mean, Josh Berkman, I believe, was the guy that got his cornea detached a while back in the UFC. So I mean, it can happen, and that's the type of thing that can end your career if you're not careful. When you have that detached cornea. Or no, it was Alan, the guy with the Johnny Cash tattoo. You know him.
Alan Belcher.
Alan Belcher had a detached cornea.
Yeah, but Matt, while we got a second, I mean, Chachi Tabor and Jared Scoggins still to come. Muhyiddin Al-Khatib and Tanner Saraceno. But I'll tell you the one I'm really excited about is this Congo Baka. All right, I'm going to try it again. Bakatukanda.
There you go.
Taking on Dylan Kala. And if you saw during the parade, they were the ones that were left behind. They had, right in each other's faces. Yeah. They didn't want to stop the face-off. These guys are hungry to get at each other, so I'm excited about that.
That's going to be an incredible fight, no doubt about it.
And we're going to continue.
All right, good to go. We are back. Round 3 will be underway in just a second. Blake gives a warning out. Next will probably be a point deduction. And here we are. Mike Lyons, Jay Boyd finishing off this contest here in round 3. A renewed urgency from Jay Boyd.
Wow, beautiful takedown defense right there. That was the best sprawl that we've seen out of Jay Boyd, and that has to be a big part of his game going forward. He has to have that sprawl. Oh, beautiful right hand on the separation, and he chases him down. Now Jay Boyd's on fire right now, Matt.
Jay Boyd, yeah, I think he may be rushing a little too quick there. I think he could have paced himself a little better and not wound up in this spot.
But the way he closed distance, though, he actually did land that right hand, but now he's kind of in an interesting predicament up against the cage. Now Mike Lyons is going to get a body lock, and he's going to try to pull guard here, and he's going to try to work on that guillotine.
Yeah, but that's
not in a good spot, but now it is.
Now
it's in a better spot. He could even yank that up for a standing if he can get the grip.
Double unders for Jhay Boyd now, and strong knee to the midsection of Mike Lyons.
Now we're about halfway through the round, so Jhay Boyd is going to have to. He can't rest on his laurels and hang out against the cage like he did in the rounds 1 and 2. He's going to have to reverse, and his coaches are telling him right now feverishly, please get out of this position. You cannot stay against the cage. He'll lose the fight that way, 100%.
Yeah, definitely going to need to make a statement round here for Jhay Boyd. You know, he's got to send a message to the judges that he belongs, he deserves to win this fight, and that he's better than Mike Lyons. That he's at least get the judges to think that.
No, yeah, you're right. He's very confident. He does feel like he's a cut above, but Jhay Boyd has to prove it. And Mike Lyons is not going away by any means. He is a stout, tough little fighter.
And Cyrus, are you seeing those knees lift Mike Lyons up off the ground? Mike Lyons, I think he got a couple of inches off the ground with those knees. But
he's got power. Blake Grice is telling him to get moving. 45 seconds left. Is he going to separate him? We're not really. Nice knee there by Jhay Boyd. How much are the judges counting this? That's the real question.
I don't know, but Mike Lyons is definitely going to feel that tomorrow.
Well, Mike Lyons isn't really showing us anything right now, to be honest with you. He is keeping him up against the cage, but he's not doing anything with it. He is trying to work on that leg and get him to the ground.
And the separation from Blake Grice. We've
30
got
seconds.
About 25 seconds left to go. Who wants it more? Who will make a statement here as the round ticks down and the fight comes to a close?
20 seconds, he better go. His coaches are telling him, you better go.
Both these guys need to go.
He's going to have to let his hands go, Matt. Here he goes. Big right hand, big left hand.
Punches land for Jhay Boyd.
Big shots. Mike Lyons landed some as well. There's a takedown there. Good sprawl. Great finish. And that is the end. I wish we could have saw that in the first 2 rounds because that was exciting.
Okay, so round 1, maybe a toss-up. Round 2, Mike Lyons. Round 3,
I don't know.
Not sure.
Don't know.
Not sure.
We've had some interesting decisions. Some that I thought were going to be unanimous, and some of the judges were giving the other guy a few rounds, so that really surprised me. So, yeah, there's no clear-cut winner here until we go to the scorecards, and there's just no guarantees. So, could Jhay Boyd go to 500? Could Mike Lyons go to 2-0? So, important. This is huge.
It's 3 little note cards that decide the fate.
That's right.
Of both these guys, and the judges have them. Cyrus going to go pick them up, make the little rounds around the cage. Sometimes you can look at Cyrus's face and kind of judge. He tries to stone face. Because he knows, because he picks up the 3rd card. He already knows who won before anybody else does. So look for him to give it away, you know. Maybe a little glance towards the winner. Now I'm joking. He's a true professional, and he stonewalls it. You have no idea. He stonewalled Jackson in there. What a great fight we just witnessed here tonight, folks. Jhay Boyd, Mike Lyons. I mean, either of these guys, you know, with the right path up, can find their way to the upper echelon of mixed martial arts. But that was an amazing back and forth. And when it gets to the judges' scorecard, and you as a fan and as an observer really don't know, and at least I don't know. I normally think I know. Imagine that, but I don't know on this one. I'm just not sure, and I won't call it either. We'll find out in just a moment. There's Cyrus making his way to the cage. He knows. I was trying to look at him to see if I could figure it out, but he stonewalled me.
Well, we went the distance. Spartanburg makes some noise for both fighters. After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the scorecards. The judges score this fight 29-28, Mike Lyons. 29-28, Jhay Boyd. And 29-28 for your winner by split decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Jhay
Mr. 2%
Wow.
Boyd.
Jay Boyd's got some hops. He just jumped like 7 feet in the air. I guess if you're a wide receiver, you gotta be able to hop up and catch the football. Hey, look, that one could have gone either way, no doubt about it. I don't think anyone can be upset no matter which way that went. Both guys really laid it all on the line for you, but Jay Boyd doing just enough to convince the judges that he won it. Moving to 500.
Before we do that, Jay, let me get a few words with you, my man. Let's go to this camera right here. All right, Jay. So this takes you to 500. You're now sitting at 2-2 in your career. Talk about the fight a little bit. The fans don't seem to think that you got this victory. Tell me what you think.
I mean,
It was a good performance.
I'm sorry. The fans have a different outlook on the thing, but I played in NFL bigger stadiums than this, so that doesn't bother me. My team helped me out. If it wasn't for my coaches and them, I wouldn't have got this done, but I study Mike Lyons every day, and, you know, I'm a former NFL player that's about to take over this sport. I guarantee you that. UFC 2017, baby.
Well, there he is. Well, Jay, listen. You're now sitting at 2-2. What's next for you? Are we going to see you back in the cage very soon here for USFFC?
I'm gonna put the work in. I got a lot of stuff to handle. Still have yet to let my hands go. I got some world-class hand speed. And I'm gonna get back in the gym and be at the next fight at USFFC.
There it is. Let's hear it out there for Mr. 2%, Jay Boyd.
Hey, I know there's a lot of boos in the crowd, but I believe him. I believe him, actually. I think he may make it to the next level.